Hello everyone, I'm Duong Tong Kang and I'm 35 years old. Today, I'm taking you with me on a 400-kilometer journey. I'm really excited to see what's waiting for us along the way. So, let's start the adventure together. I've arrived at the place where I'll catch the bus. I traveled from my hometown to Hanoi, and from here, I'll take a sleeper bus to Ha Giang city. My journey to Ha Giang is about to begin. I went inside to buy my bus ticket, which cost 350,000 Vietnamese dong. I arrived at the bus station a little early, so while I was waiting for the bus, I went to a nearby cafe to grab a drink and relax for a bit before continuing my journey. I was sitting at the nearby cafe having a drink when the bus company called me back. It was time to check in, load my luggage, and get ready to board the bus. After getting on the bus, I was assigned a seat on the upper deck, right next to a beautiful young woman. Along the way, the bus stopped at a rest area so everyone could have a late night meal and use the restroom. During the break, I met a new group of friends. While we were eating some fruit together, I asked if I could join their group for the rest of the trip, and they happily agreed. So from that moment on, I officially had some new travel companions. And finally, we arrived in Ha Giang city. Our first stop was a place where travelers can rent motorbikes before starting their journey to explore Ha Giang. By 7 a.m., my new friends were already filling out the paperwork to rent their motorbikes and get ready for the journey ahead. Here are the staff helping us load the luggage and check the vehicle before we continue our journey. Our first destination was the Kilometer Zero Monument in Ha Giang city. We stopped there to take photos and record some videos together. It was a great way to mark the beginning of our journey and capture our first memories as a group. I stopped at a rest area to take a short break because I was feeling a little tired. While I was there, I met two foreign travelers and asked if I could take a photo with them. They were very friendly, and I was really happy to meet them. It was a small but memorable moment on my journey. It's lunchtime now, and I'm waiting for my friends who are riding behind me. Once everyone arrives, we'll head into a nearby restaurant together, have some lunch, and take a short break before continuing our journey. Isn't the restaurant owner's dog adorable, everyone? A group of foreign tourists also stopped here for lunch at the same place as us. It was really nice to see travelers from different countries enjoying their journey here in Vietnam too. After finishing lunch, we got back on the road. Our next stop was a traditional village where local people still make fabric by hand using methods passed down through generations. I was really excited to see how they create these beautiful handmade textiles and learn more about the local culture. The local women are showing us how everything is done and helping us understand the process in more detail. They guide us step by step and even let us try doing it ourselves. It's a really interesting experience because we're not just watching, we're actually learning and taking part in the process. I also jumped in and gave it a try, but it was really difficult to use and control the equipment properly. Look, everyone, here comes another group of foreign tourists. I even got a bottle of water from one of my new friends to recharge my energy for the journey. Do you guys think the scenery here is beautiful and majestic? For me, this is already incredibly beautiful. We also met and took a photo with a lovely traveler from Australia. She is 65 years old and came to Vietnam with her husband to explore Ha Giang. It was really nice meeting them and sharing a small but memorable moment together during our journey. These two young guys are filming a TikTok video right now. They look like they're having a lot of fun. Do you guys find this interesting too? We finally arrived at Tamma Pass, and this is definitely the most beautiful stretch of road we've seen since the journey began. The mountain views are absolutely incredible, and every turn feels like a new picture waiting to be captured. This place attracts quite a lot of visitors, including many young people who come here to explore and admire the incredible beauty of this scenic mountain road. Then we got back on the bus and continued our journey to explore some new places. Let's see where the road takes us next. These are two lovely girls from the group I just met and joined for the trip. Looks like I'm definitely not traveling alone anymore. Our next destination is an ancient jewelry making village, a hidden gem that very few tourists know about. The road into this place is absolutely beautiful, but it can be quite challenging for people who don't have much driving experience. We took a wrong turn, so we had to stop and check the map to make sure we were going the right way. After realizing our mistake, we turned around and got back on the correct route.
Mình không có mấy
có chứ, có đi trộm ngô xong ngã.
The village we were heading to finally came into view, and even from a distance it looked absolutely beautiful. Just look at this amazing scenery. Come along and enjoy this beautiful view with me. We finally made it to the village, and look over there, we just ran into a group of travelers who have already finished exploring and are heading back now. Seeing them makes me even more excited to find out what's waiting for us inside the village. Let's go and check it out.
Yeah, I think so.
Je zou die echt geen kans.
As I walked into their workplace, I noticed a few beautiful orchids. They immediately caught my attention and made the place feel even more peaceful and welcoming. Down on the road, I saw a young girl walking home after cutting grass to feed her family's cows and goats. What impresses me most here is seeing these young craftsmen continue to preserve the traditional art of bracelet making. Right in front of me, they are using small hand tools to carefully carve, chisel, and engrave beautiful patterns onto bracelets made from traditional silver and red copper. Every step is done by hand, so it requires a lot of patience, skill, and attention to detail. Watching the patterns slowly appear on each bracelet really makes me appreciate the value of this traditional mountain craft. The jewelry displayed on these shelves ranges in price from about 50,000 Vietnamese dong to 1.2 million Vietnamese dong. There are many different designs, from simple handmade bracelets to more detailed silver and copper pieces, so visitors can easily find something that fits their budget.
400k một đôi hay một cái?
Một cái thôi.
I bought a ring for myself to wear, and it only cost 50,000 Vietnamese dong. It's simple, but I really like it, and it will be a nice little souvenir to remember this trip. As I walk further inside, I can see many traditional outfits made from handmade fabrics. The materials are carefully woven by hand, with beautiful patterns and colors that reflect the local culture and traditional craftsmanship.
Đẹp đẹp. Nè có tiền đấy.
Chị ơi, cái áo cái quần này em là 950. Còn cái áo
Everyone has finally found the items they like, so now we're getting ready to leave and continue to our next destination. We can't stay here for too long because the places we want to visit are quite far apart. There's still a lot more to see today, so it's time to get back on the road and continue our journey.
cái hình này nó sẽ có ý nghĩa gì nhỉ? Sáng hơn đấy. Phúc à? Thế à? Lấy chồng cái này được rồi. Ui, cái mũ nữa à? Mũ đâu đấy? Trông này giống khách du lịch này nhưng mà trông này giống người bản địa luôn. Không biết là đêm vui đêm mùa. Đây. Ok. Đâu xem đấy, mọi người quay em chụp cho 4 người chụp mặc kiểu ảnh nào. Thấy ảnh người Việt.
We're back on the road now, heading to our next destination, the Hmong King's Palace. I'm really excited to explore this historic place and see what makes it so special.
Cởi lên anh Đô ơi. Anh Tân này.
Right now, I'm still continuing along this beautiful road, and I think this is a good time to talk with you for a little while. Trips like this give me a lot of time to think. Sometimes the road feels very long, sometimes I get quite tired, and to be honest, there are moments when I feel a little lonely, but whenever I look at the mountains around me, the small villages along the way, and the people I happen to meet during the journey, I feel that this trip is truly worth it. And after such a long journey, I finally arrived. Everyone, the entrance ticket cost me 280,000 Vietnamese dong. Now I'm walking through the entrance gate of the Hmong King's Palace. As soon as I step inside, I can feel the old and unique atmosphere of this place. On both sides, there are stone walls, trees, and rows of traditional buildings with beautiful old architecture. The deeper I walk inside, the more fascinating it becomes. The aged tile roofs, wooden doors, and detailed carvings make me feel as if I have stepped back in time, discovering how a powerful family once lived here among the mountains of Ha Giang. Now I'm walking inside the Hmong King's Palace, everyone. As soon as I step through the large wooden doorway, I can immediately feel the old and peaceful atmosphere of this place. Around me are traditional buildings made of stone and wood, with beautiful tiled roofs that have stood here for many years. I'm walking slowly through each room so I can take a closer look at the carved wooden doors, pillars, and other details that have been preserved inside the palace. Some of the rooms are quite small and dark, with only a little natural light coming through the windows, which makes the whole place feel even more mysterious and historic. As I walk around, I keep imagining what daily life must have been like for the Hmong King's family when they lived here many years ago. Standing here in person, I can really appreciate how unique the architecture is. It feels strong and impressive, but at the same time, it reflects the traditional culture of the people in this mountainous region of Ha Giang. Let's keep walking together and see what else we can discover inside this fascinating palace. Just as we were getting ready to head back, we ran into a little problem. Unfortunately, one of our motorbikes got a flat tire, so we had to stop and figure out how to get it fixed before continuing the journey. We're now on our way to the place where we'll stay and rest for the first night of the trip. After everyone finished showering and getting ready, we walked to a nearby restaurant just a few houses away from where we were staying to have dinner together. Tonight we had black chicken hot pot and tried some traditional corn wine fermented with local herbs. The food was delicious, but wow, that corn wine was really strong. After just a few drinks, I could already feel the heat. Definitely a memorable experience here in the mountains.
Để em cúng cụ YouTube tí nhỉ. Mọi người cứ nhe răng cười lên nhé. Đây, mọi người nè.
After we finished our meal, our group took a walk to Dong Van Old Quarter. The night air was cool and refreshing, and everyone was excited to explore the old streets together. The atmosphere here is really lively and exciting. Both international and Vietnamese tourists have gathered in the old quarter, walking around, chatting, taking photos, and enjoying the evening together. The whole place feels full of energy and happiness. Just when everyone was having a great time, it suddenly started pouring with rain. People began running in every direction, trying to find a place to take shelter. It was a little chaotic, but also a funny and unforgettable moment from our night in Dong Van. A few hours later, the rain finally stopped, and the atmosphere quickly came alive again. A big fire was lit in the middle of the square, and everyone slowly gathered around it. Both Vietnamese and foreign travelers joined in, dancing, laughing, clapping, and enjoying the music together. Even though many of us had only just met, it felt like we had known each other for a long time. Standing there by the warm fire, surrounded by the cool mountain air, and so many happy faces, I felt really lucky to be part of this moment. This was definitely one of the most memorable nights of my journey. Right now, I'm taking a slow walk around Dong Van Old Quarter one last time before ending today's journey. It's already quite late, but the atmosphere here is still lively and warm. The yellow lights from the old houses, cafes, and small shops along the streets make this place feel really peaceful and beautiful at night. As I walk through these little streets, I can still see groups of travelers sitting together, talking, laughing, and enjoying the evening. Looking back, today has been such a memorable day for me. There were long roads, beautiful mountain views, unexpected rain, new friends, good food, and so many happy moments along the way. I'm a little tired now, but I'm also very happy that I could share this journey with all of you. Thank you so much for staying with me and watching until the end of this video. If you enjoyed this journey, please subscribe to the channel and continue traveling with me. For now, goodbye everyone, and I'll see you again in part 2 of my Ha Giang journey, where many more beautiful roads and new experiences are waiting for us.